Welcome. Today we are going to see about identification of gifted children. Introduction. Individuals who are gifted have exceptional abilities in a particular domain or domains. This topic review will discuss the terminology, characteristics, and identification of children who are gifted, educational interventions, and primary care management are discussed separately. Terminology. Giftedness. Individuals who are gifted have exceptional abilities in a particular domain or domains. For example, mathematics, music, athletics. In addition, they typically have high degree of self-motivation, curiosity, perseverance, and enjoyment in developing and expressing their talents. There is no universally accepted definition for giftedness, which can be manifest in a variety of ways. However, there is broad consensus that giftedness cannot be defined solely by an intelligence quotient. Score on a standardized test. IQ scores do not take into account creativity and practical intelligence. There are two types of identification of gifted children. One is informal. Informal identification means keeping a record of your child's behavior with notes about any advanced development and achievements. This record might include your child's drawing, writing, and other work, videos of your child's skills in playing the piano or performing advanced routines at gymnastics, advanced or insightful questions that your child has asked, details of your child's passionate personal interest, childcare, preschool or school reports, comments about your child's development, for example, from your own observations or from your GP, child and family health nurse, or family and friends. Sometimes an informal identification might lead to a formal identification. Pros and cons of informal identification. Informal identification is good if your child is a baby, toddler, or preschooler. It's also the best option if you think your child is gifted creatively, socially, or physically, because IQ tests don't measure these abilities. Some parents like informal identification because it can give a broad picture of their child abilities. With informal identification, your child build a picture of your child's advanced learning. This can help when you are talking about your child's abilities with early childhood educators, teachers, and other people who can support your child's learning. Informal identification is low cost because you can record information about your child's behavior, advanced development, and achievements yourself. Then, formal identification of children. If you think your child might be gifted, you can see an educational psychologist for an IQ test and a report on your child's advanced learning. This report is likely to focus mostly on academic learning but often includes notes about social and emotional gifts too. Look for a psychologist with experience in identifying gifted and talented children. You could also check with your child's school to find out whether the school can arrange an IQ test. Another way to get a formal identification is to look at your child's school results in standardized literacy or numeracy tests like NAPLAN test. If your child seems to have very high scores, you can make an appointment with your child's teacher to talk about these, or your child's teacher might even get in touch with you. Pros and cons of formal identification. IQ tests measure intellectual abilities. For example, formal identification is good if you need the results of the IQ test to apply for entry to a gifted program or for early entry to school in your state or territory. The report from the psychologist can also help when you talk with teachers about your gifted and talented child at childcare, preschool, or school. On the downside, IQ tests can't measure creative, social, or physical abilities. Also, if you need to pay for an IQ test yourself, it can cost several $100s. IQ test results are more reliable for children over 6 years, although gifted children can handle these tests as early as 4 years old. Also, children grow and change quickly. This means the results of your child's IQ test at 4 years might be different from their results at 6 years. Younger children might also find the 60 to 90 minutes IQ testing process a long time to stay focused, and the result might not be accurate. Talking with your child about gifts and talents. You know your child best, so you will know how much and when to tell your child about their natural abilities. The key is your gifted child to feel accepted and loved for who they are. Some parents tell their children about their natural abilities as a part of daily life. For example, yes, Charlie, you are an amazing reader. Others answer their child's question, but don't make a big deal of it. Whatever approach you choose, you'll still need to explain in a way your child understands. For example, you might say to a gifted preschooler, your brain can learn more quickly than your friends' brains. It can help your child to know that not everyone is the same, although there's a difference between what your child can do and what others can do. Other children have their own strengths. You can point out that your child's sister is good at making friends and your child's cousin is a great cook. If your child hears that you value all children regardless of differences, it can make it easier for your child to get along with and value with others too. For example, it might help them to be understanding when other children struggle with maths they find easy. When your child is identified as gifted, your feelings if your child is identified as gifted and talented, you might feel surprised or excited about your child's future, responsible for and even anxious about meeting your child's learning needs, relieved that you know why your child is different. Your feelings can also be affected by how your child was identified as gifted. If you have thought your child was gifted since they were a baby or toddler, you have had time to get used to the idea. If it has come as a surprise to you, you might need time to adjust. It might help to talk about your feelings with someone you trust. Some parents of gifted children can feel isolated from other parents of children the same age, or they might not want to talk about their gifted children's abilities with other parents in case people think they are bragging. Conclusion. Individuals who are gifted have exceptional abilities in a particular domain or domains. This topic review will discuss the terminology, characteristics, and identification of children who are gifted. Educational interventions and primary care management are discussed separately. See, children who are gifted, educational interventions, and primary care management. Thank you.